Hello, this is Shay Spitz with Business Unscripted, and I am here with Sheana Banks. We will be talking about two of the businesses, two out of the three businesses that she is owner and operator of. One is L&M Steel, and the other one is Walleen Tree Removal and Stump Grinding. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, Sheana, tell me a little bit about, let's go to the trucking, because I know you've been doing that one probably the longest.
Yes.
What got you into the trucking?
Actually, I started working for a guy umpteen years ago, part-time, like 2 days a week, doing office work, some permits, and just
For trucking.
For trucking,
Okay.
correct. So I knew nothing about it besides permits. You know, it was a part-time job. Who really wants to focus much on it?
Mm-hmm.
Pregnant with a kid, you know, just trying to make ends meet. Second job. And well, the office ladies eventually just kind of started leaving, you know, and then I was the only one there doing all the paperwork, and I was just kind of learning and, you know, doing what they have taught me. And then the gentleman had hip surgery and then a quadruple bypass.
Oh my gosh.
And he ended up being out of the office for months, and I was thrown into it. And I'm talking, I knew nothing. I didn't know the drivers. I knew nothing. So I literally just had to learn everything as I went, you know, with my driver's help. And
was his surgery unexpected?
Yeah, he fell and broke his hip.
Okay.
Very unexpected.
Okay.
And it got to be a lot on him. And he's still with me today, and we have a really good relationship. But yeah, so I was thrown into it, and it was stressful. Yeah. It was probably the worst couple years of my life. I was working 24/7. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And
just to keep somebody else's business afloat,
well,
basically.
Actually, I didn't keep it. After about maybe like 8-9 months after that, he offered to sell it to me. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll try it. Let's do it. And then with more hard work and stress, and I mean, I'm talking phone calls from 5 a.m. to midnight. It was terrible, and worth it now, because now I have more of a, you know, I set limits on when I answer my phones, and I think that's been a big stress reliever too, you know.
Yes.
But no, it's been going great now. I mean, what job doesn't come with stress?
Especially at the beginning. Especially at the beginning.
Yeah, and even now, you know, you always have something, but I've learned from you that no matter how much I stress about something, it doesn't help the situation. So I'm growing from that. So yeah, and it's going good.
Yeah, I would say I have definitely noticed tremendously you being able to set boundaries, because you're not answering phone calls 24/7 late at night, because I'm like, stop. Because the more you give people your time and attention, the more they're going to take, to no fault of their own. It's just human nature.
Right.
But as long as you start setting those boundaries, people will start catching on and understand that, oh, she does have a life outside of work or outside of business, and she does have kids that she needs to take care of and tend to, I guess, whatever. But
coach and all this.
Yeah.
So so mainly what we do is we haul farm machinery, sprayers, you know, we haul for John Deere, Titan, just bigger equipment. All over the Midwest. You know, we stay out of California, but we pretty much go everywhere. And I've got drivers that live in Texas, Colorado, Iowa, you know, all over as well.
How many drivers do you have?
I've got, it's kind of hard to say because I got some full-time, some part-time. I've got about 8 full-time and 4 part-time.
Okay.
So 12 total.
I think like the trucking world has never resonated with me. I've never really understood it, because I know, I mean, depending on what you're pulling, and like you have somebody taking a trip to here and then here, let me find you a trip to come back to help. None of that makes sense to me. So like, I don't know how you do it. I feel like it's a lot of moving parts that you have to be very on top of it and on point.
Organization is key.
Yes. Yep. So how would you say that you've structured this business compared to how the other gentleman had it structured-ish?
Well, he never used a computer.
Oh.
Everything was in his head. Very, very smart, and remembered everything. I have
phone numbers and all. I remember
everything.
Yeah.
I can ask him a phone number of some guy, and he will give it to me. Me, on the other hand, I know like a handful of people's numbers, but that's it.
Moms.
Moms and yours. But I have I've kind of like come up with a spreadsheet, if you will, that to my liking that works for me. And if it wasn't for the spreadsheet, I would be lost. I would, so technology.
Yeah, systems and tools is the biggest thing. Do you think that there's other systems and tools out there to help leverage your time even more?
Probably.
Yeah. And just kind of figuring that out. Because I know you've said, this is maybe not something that you've wanted to do for the rest of your life. So just finding the right people to put in place, the right tools, the right systems. And I think this would be a perfect opportunity for you to own a true business to be able to pull away from that. You can still be involved a little bit, but I know for me or anybody, the hardest thing is finding the right person
it really
to put it in the right place. Yeah. I mean, thank God he had you to be able to basically take over.
I mean, I knew nothing, but I figured it out.
But you know what? You know how amazing that is, that most people would have been like, I'm out. Like, I have nothing to do with this business. I'm out. I'm part-time, so not my thing.
I wanted to. I dreaded going to work every day. But looking back, like it went fast, but looking back, I'm just like, how did I do that? Yeah. I have no idea. Yeah. Because, I'm trying to teach, my Sadie, our other sister, some things. And I'm just like, it comes first, now I get it and trying to teach. I'm not a very good teacher. So teaching's not my thing. So I'm like, you should know this by now. And it takes a long time to know some stuff. Cause I mean, you got to know every state's different. Like, it's rules, everything's changing, but it's going good now. Yeah. And, I hire mainly owner operators. I don't own our own trucks. We own the trailers. Okay. We hire the people that have the semis. Okay. So they come on and we just take a percentage of it, so, they pretty much, tell me I want to be home every weekend, every other weekend. This is how I want to run. And I kind of work with them on it. Yeah. And I typically have each driver's weeks planned ahead of time the week before. So.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That's awesome.
And it's nice on me too. So we're not like.
Scrambling last minute kind of thing.
I can't scramble.
I'm sure you did that for a while.
I scrambled for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And then your husband has the tree removal business.
Yes. So we own Wally and Tree Service, real original. But we actually bought that from our cousin Wyatt. Yep. And that was how many years ago? And he trucked for me as well. And I didn't like him on the road. He trucked for 3 years. Like he was gone Monday through Friday. I didn't like it. It was getting tiring with the kids. And so I was kind of just going on a limb. Let's literally, a limb. Let's buy this tree service, it'll be good. I didn't know if it'll be good. I said it would be. I said, this is smart. I didn't know. I wanted him home with the kids and me. So
it's a good idea.
It's a great idea. Well, here we are 6-7 years later and he is busier than ever. And I don't tell him this a lot. He's good at what he does. He is so neat freak that everything has to be so much. And if you ask anyone that he's cut trees for, he cuts trees for a lot of the cities. And, we're licensed insured. Yeah. And if you ask any of them, they'll say he does an amazing job. Like he really does. And I don't tell him that just because his head will get big, but I should. But anyways, he does really good. Yeah. Really good. Yep. Yeah.
We'll send him this podcast so he can listen to it. Yeah. No, that's awesome though, because I know he does a very good job, and he could probably be busy year round if the weather would cooperate. You know, but
and then so like in the wintertime, he will sometimes get in a semi. So because we have our own semi too. So kind of a backfall. Yeah. 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 So keeps us all busy.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does, because then obviously you have the dog boarding too. So you got 3 businesses and. Yeah, I don't know how you really plus 4 or 5 kids or however many you have. I'm not even sure anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's awesome. I mean, we never really came from an entrepreneurial family aside from dad being a farmer. Well, no, aside from dad being a farmer, but I wouldn't really say that they weren't. They're not like super innovative. No, I mean they're not.
I think dad was more. I think dad's smart. I feel like I wish he would have taught us more things, but luckily we wanted to learn this kind of stuff. So. Yeah.
Well, I remember when I first got into real estate, he told me, he's like, Shay, real estate, it's pretty risky. And I'm like, the weather dictates your profitability. Like you have no control over the weather, but yet
Yeah.
So, but no,
Yeah.
I mean, Dad has obviously taught us a lot, but when
Yeah.
it comes to like the actual true entrepreneurial, not so much.
No.
So I think it's interesting that you and I, and then now Spencer,
Yep. And
is
Sadie
going
too.
off on his own, and Sadie's working for you too.
And
So
she's
it's just, and
doing
Mom.
doing the rent.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But
and,
yeah,
and Sadie with the house, renting houses, and
yep, she bought a house to rent, and then also her travel agency. So that's fantastic. I use her for all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm probably her worst client, but I use her for everything because I always have to change something. But
so we're all looking to grow
in any way, shape, or form. So I know you answered this, but I guess in your professional career, what is the one thing that you have heard that has helped you tremendously in your profession?
I mean, can't say the same thing.
No, you got to do something else now.
I would just say, like,
is there anything that Merle had ever told you when it come to the trucking that maybe has resonated with you?
He is a very good people person. He goes above and beyond to make everyone happy, and I think that's kind of where I've gotten it to. He will not miss anything. He will drive. He will make a point to go meet this person. And I think I've gotten to that point. I've gotten on the road and I've driven and I've met a couple of the customers in Granite Summer and Colorado, Minnesota, all over. He's made a point to go meet these people. He will make a round trip around the country to meet them. And when I get free time in my life, when the kids are older, that's my goal too. And like even with like anyone, like funerals that have been coming up for him a lot lately, he'll go to like Montana for a funeral. Like just, he makes sure he goes to these things. He doesn't miss anything. He's like Dad. Dad doesn't miss anything. And I think it's important.
It is.
You meet your customers, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah. They basically become almost family.
Yeah.
Because and then when you establish that relationship, it leads to more business and more business.
It does.
It's not.
And the one time we had a big customer of ours. His mom died and passed away. So me and Merle and I had gotten on he knew a guy that had a plane. Jumped on the plane, flew out to the funeral. That was the first time I've done that. But just to meet people that you work with, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm learning a lot still every day.
Yeah, even in small town Newman Grove.
Every day.
It can all be done.
Boom and Newman.
But the nice thing I did talk to you about not too long ago is that if you really wanted to, that particular business, you could do from anywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if you ever wanted to find somebody to kind of help take over your position, they don't need to be in Newman Grove at this small little business. I mean, you can do it from anywhere.
I have my broker authority too, so I do a lot of brokering loans too. So.
That means nothing to me.
Nothing to you.
No. Yeah. So, I guess, do you have a business page for either of those businesses?
So I'm not really good on the trucking one. I do have a Facebook page. I just post some pictures that my drivers send me, just some things that we haul.
Yeah. It's kind of hard, especially when you're super busy and you don't necessarily need to like try to get more. But
so I do have an L&M Steel Facebook page too.
Okay.
And a Walling Tree Service page
I did know that. I don't think I knew the L&M Steel one.
Not too good about keeping up on it, but we're there behind the scenes.
You're present anyway.
We're present.
Yes. Okay. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for making the drive from Newman Grove all the way up here and kind of sharing your wisdom and your story and your history. So I appreciate you coming all the way.
I appreciate you asking.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.